We've been talking about the names of God, and today we want to continue to talk about that name, Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who sees, the Lord who is our provider. The Apostle Paul knew the Lord by this name, and he shares this with the Philippians when he says to them in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 19, "And my God shall provide or supply all your needs according to his riches in Christ Jesus." Jesus certainly knew that God is the provider. He says to us in Matthew chapter 6, we're not to worry about what we eat or what we wear. God will provide if we will seek first God's kingdom and God's righteousness. All these things, what we need, all these things will be added to us. They'll be provided for us. I've seen God truly be Jehovah Jireh. Let me give you one example. When we were in Las Vegas, some of our young adults started an outreach to homeless people, and eventually it filled up an apartment and then moved out of the apartment into a park. And we were having as many as 100 people showing up for some food and Bible study and fellowship in the park. Well, people heard about what was going on and they began to bring clothes to the apartment. And so they had clothes to wash and take care of, and it was filling up the apartment with clothes, and we needed a permanent place. A friend, a businessman, came and was looking at what God was doing in Las Vegas and said, "You know what? If you will find a place to rent, you can meet and have your outreach every day of the week, and I'll pay the rent as long as it's not more than $36,000. Well, we found the cheapest place we could find, where the rent was $36,000. We're getting ready to sign the lease. We call the businessman to make sure he can pay what he said, and he hemmed and hawed and then told us he wasn't going to be able to keep his promise. Well, what do? We needed the place. God was obviously working. We signed the lease. And I remember signing of the lease and thinking, oh my gosh, how are we going to pay this? Where are we going to get $36,000? Now let me back up. About 3 months earlier, I had been speaking at a church and talking about what God was doing in Las Vegas, and afterwards went to lunch with the pastor and his wife, and they asked me so many questions about our ministry, especially about our ministry to the homeless and to the addicted. And they had lots of questions, and then the pastor said at the end of the conversation, he said, "Why don't you send me a sheet of what you need?" And I'm a part of a foundation that sometimes financially helps out with these type of things. So I went back and filled out a sheet. Some things were $5,000, $10,000. If you added them all up, it would be $100,000. I sent it to him and I forgot all about it. But Jehovah Jireh didn't forget about it. That day we signed the lease and we're wondering how we're going to pay for this, my phone rang. It was that pastor who I hadn't talked to in 3 months. He said, "Hey, our foundation met yesterday and they agreed to meet your proposal." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, how much are they going to be able to do?" And I was thinking maybe $5,000, $10,000 at the most. He said, "Oh, $100,000. Will that work?" I said, "Yes, that'll definitely work." And so God provided the $100,000, and that enabled us to get the outreach center, to fix it up and furnish it, which was amazing, and then also buy 2 minibuses so we could pick people up and bring them in for church and Bible studies and outreaches and other things. Jehovah Jireh, God provided. You need to trust God, because if you're living for God and you're doing God's thing God's way, God has obligated Himself to meet your need.